to the home of the Black Titanic after Obama ordered the assassination of the leader, Gaddafi. Many Africans was forced into slavery. So to escape, they took to the Mediterranean Sea where many died. This bears similarity to the blacks who was on board the Titanic, but there was no lifeline, so many perished and was buried under the sea. Again, welcome to the home of Black Titanic.
So, Mel is the only one on Love and Marriage Huntsville living up to Black success. Here she's teaching her children, her students, about property preservation. And the guy in the orange is a boss. She said he closing. And, he said about 400 property he closed on. Y'all, that's a boss. But she's giving back to the community, but teaching these children about property preservation. Let's see what Mel said.
So let's come take a look at the property. One of the things that you want to look for are damages, right? Anytime you get to a property, because if you bid on it, that's more money in your pocket when the bank approves it.
Properties like this is a perfect example because we're not looking for properties.
Bid on naturally. If you were headed to a property for the bank and wanting to let them know some things that you could do to help you make money, but also help their property look better, right? When I walked away from my marriage, one thing that I had to do was really think about what do I want to do solo now. One of my businesses is property preservation, which is maintaining foreclosed properties for banks. And one of the things I really enjoy is helping hopeful entrepreneurs learn more about what property preservation is and really show them how to jump into this multi-billion-dollar industry. We've got to work.
So right here, she's teaching these students how to make money, you guys. That's what we bought into Love and Marriage Huntsville for. Teaching us and learning about entrepreneurship. This is what Love and Marriage Huntsville is supposed to be about. This is this lady's dream for her show. But anyhow, this is kind of made me laugh because over across the street is Davis Hill School, and my kids used to go to the school over across the street, y'all. I ran over a bird in front of all the students one day when I was dropping my children off at school. They started screaming at me, "Yeah, murderer, murderer, murderer." I broke my heart because I ran over a bird, y'all. The kids were so upset. Anyway, this is in front of this is a great neighborhood. This is the Northwest area, but anyway, Mel, do your thing, Mel.
That was left from whoever was evicted. That's debris. Most of the time, banks pay anywhere from $25 to $50 for different things. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? If y'all want to go inside,
back it up so I can show y'all the school right there. Show y'all the school.
Show them how to jump into this multi-billion-dollar industry. We've got a water hose right here that was left from whoever was evicted. That's debris. Most of the time, banks pay anywhere from $25 to $50 for different things.
Wow, that's the school across the street.
If y'all want to go inside, take a look inside, walk around. I want y'all to type in your phone or write down some damages y'all see in the property that you would bid on. And then I'm going to see if it matches up with what I would bid on. That sound good? All right, bet.
I'm going to tell you, that's the best way to learn is hands-on. And I just enjoyed that part. I enjoy seeing Mel out in her element.
In the street, because he's, how you doing?
I'm all right.
How is school?
Things seem to be going good with you and Monster.
Things always go good with me, Monster. Like, he's a great kid. I just kind of need him to dial in, like, listen just a little bit more.
That's not a strong suit.
Look at you putting some dishes in there. Come through, babe.
I put dishes up.
Are you kidding me? I got up this morning.
So, When it opened up from the property preservation classes, Kimmy was stressed out. She told Melody that her home life is so stressful. Her co-parenting situation with Maurice is so stressful because he's not man enough to stand up to his own son. He's not man enough to put rules down and enforce rules. He just want the boy in the house and want Kimmy to do all the work. Now, Kimmy, we know that she's surviving cancer. She don't need that extra stress. It's like Maurice is a little teenager, it's a little boy. But my problem is, why would they choose to have this little boy as their storyline? He's a teenager. Teenagers go through stuff. And but Maurice not stepping up to the plate and raising this little boy. The little boy, according to Kimmy, he don't make him do anything. He don't enforce rules. Kimmy's son is grown and out the house. Kimmy raised her son to be independent. Kimmy likes a clean house. This little boy is not made to even just pick up a plate. Well, let's just listen to this.
Morning, and it was 2 dishes sitting right here. The dish from here to here.
It might create noise. You know that if I breathe, you wake. Monster hasn't really lived up to the standard that I've set, so I put him in boot camp. Now he's doing a little bit better in school.
And that's good. He has made progress in school. I kind of need that to trickle over here, make a little progress at home.
Maybe you need to put him in boot camp.
So they put him in boot camp. Well, that's a great step. They are trying. One thing I noticed is that Kimmy really is not allowed by the other mother to discipline this little boy. I think that Kyle do not want Kimmy disciplining him too. So, and then Maurice, she said that Maurice say that, okay, I agree with you on things that need to be done and changed when it comes to raising his son. But Maurice never changed the behavior. Maurice just say okay and walks on out the door. This is a relationship of emotional abuse. This man completely dismisses Kimmy's feelings.
The home version. You been on boot camp how long?
About a week and a half.
So do you feel like boot camp is working?
Yeah.
What happens?
I wake up at 5.
What else? Is that the entire boot camp is just getting up early?
Basically.
That's not it. You're not learning from it then. First, what he does in the morning is he goes on the way to school. So we're focused on schoolwork. What are your goals for schoolwork?
At least a 3.0 GPA.
What else were the other goals, matter of fact? Do you even remember all of them?
I don't remember all of them. I remember most.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing is go to Ohio State off of a football scholarship.
Okay, so I hear football. I heard a sentence about a 3.0. Didn't hear anything about chores. I didn't hear.
Okay, so Marie's sitting at the table laughing, right? What I notice about this child is that he's just a lot of teenagers. They don't want to do no work. They don't want to clean up. They have to be guided. They have to really be guided. And so what happened is that Maurice has completely isolated himself from being a dad in the home. He has that same theory as, if you notice, his brother is like that. He have isolated himself from his children also. Cause you already know that Monso tell y'all that those are teacher kids and not his. He just, well, anyway, he has no dealing with the children whatsoever. And Maurice used the same type of tactic The little boy is just in the house. This is emotional manipulation on Kimmy. She's going through all of this chemotherapy. And by the way, y'all, this is insulting, Kimmy. When you can't have peace in your own home, when you're married to a man that don't care a damn about your feelings, don't care a damn about what goes on in the house, won't help you wash the dishes, won't help you cook, won't help you clean, won't help you with the finances, then he dump his son on you. No, Kimmy. This is very insulting, and this is not a healthy relationship. Y'all know a healthy relationship involves both partners building each other up. That's what a healthy relationship is. And Kimmy, you're not getting that.
One single thing about chores.
That's a given. Like I have to do chores.
That sounds great. That we need to have it in the house can get incorporated into this boot camp.
Don't you have a list? Do you know where your list is at? Go get your list. Because I believe that chores are on the list.
With the list, are there consequences on the list?
We haven't put a goal list for consequences. We've put a goal list for, reaching positivity.
Just find me which number where the chores and stuff fall in. That's all. You gonna tell me the number?
Nah.
I thought we put that on here.
And it doesn't surprise me. It's so far down on the list of priorities here. It's not that high for your daddy, and it's not that high for you. Kimmy seems to be the only person that it's like all the way up here for. And that shouldn't be. Your dad thinks I don't give you harsh enough consequences to make you listen to me. Do you feel that way?
I feel like you give me harder consequences than him.
Really?
If her consequences are tougher, why wouldn't you act faster with her?
Don't just say oh yeah, I'm not listening.
Marie's so weak. He weak to me. He has no substance about him. He's abusive, a male chauvinist, y'all. He have no substance, no nothing about him. Oh God. Anyway, y'all, he is an abusive partner. He's emotionally abusive. And then, it's important to have a plan in place. Yes, you got to have a plan in place when you have children. You have to be in there at all times, especially when they come teenagers. You have to be on it on these teenagers. He's leaving everything to Kimmy. Well, Kimmy trying, but he won't enforce it. Kimmy, you need to know where you're going before you started with this man. That's your problem. You started off with doing everything for this man. You done did everything when paid his way through school, to give him a house to stay in, put him on your mortgage. He done made you to quit your nursing job to do what he want to do with this real estate stuff or this credit one stuff. Oh, man, Kimmy. Oh, what you done got yourself out to. But anyway, Kimmy, you need to know where you going. You need to know. You got to put yourself in a plan and stick with it, because your health is at stake right now. You got a partner that you guys are unequally yoked, and he brings you down. He don't build you up. You're not in a relationship with this man building you up, not even with his son. This is just a teenager, and he should have more control over his son than what he do. He don't care. I remember when he first said he was gonna bring a boy to your home. You didn't want it. You just was just tired. You just was getting your son out the house, graduating, I think, from college, and then you have to start all over. I remember when He wanted you to talk to the baby's mom, to his mama. Maurice got up and left you by yourself at the table. Oh boy. You know what they say, y'all? They say people who are victim of abuse, I don't care if it's emotional or physical or whatever, when they're in a relationship of abuse, they often don't even know that they're in an abusive relationship. This is a lot of conflict in this house, and I'm sure it's stressful to Kimmy. Let's keep going.
Yeah, man, I'm just not gonna do it. That's just like I don't get like caught up doing something.
Able to try to stay focused on the one thing, so we can get through the one thing.
It looks like we might need to do a boot camp for chores.
It looks like we need to maybe revisit the top 20.
Start today. So have at it.
You feel like boot camp is working?
I think it has to become more routine. I want him to be able to do the stuff that's right even when he doesn't feel like doing it.
I was just curious. I really am going to need y'all to revisit that whole little list, though. Because it's no way you got 20 things on there and for real, not one thing about chores or anything. That actually speaks volumes.
I mean,
To you.
I think that that's a given. That, like, there are certain baselines that whether you had goals or not, this is a minimum that you're going to have to do to live here.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's important to you, then what we can do is we can write out.
Said, but if it's important to me?
Yes, then it goes on the list.
I feel like saying it's a given that something's on the list is kind of taking it for granted.
Feels a lot like I just dismissed your standards. And
it feels a lot like you simply focus on yours
and
pretty much just dismiss mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he dismissed it, you guys. Yes. Kimmy, yes, he's dismissive of you. Even when it comes to taking up for you and protecting you and your health. While every abusive relationship involves different methods of control, y'all, this man is controlling. The underlying things is the same as any abusive relationship, where one party involved is using their power over the other party to prevent them from doing anything except what the abusive person wants. And what he wants you to do is raise his son. What he wants you to do is raise him. What he wants you to do, take care of him financially. What he wants you to do is shut your mouth and just do what I tell you to do. That's it. Wow. He don't even communicate with her. Not whatsoever. He's not communicating with her. He just put down what he want. He wrote some goals down. You know that little boy ain't finna focus on them goals. He didn't even put Kimmy in mind whatsoever, you guys. Kimmy, you need to start tracking yourself and your thoughts, because what's going on, this man is very controlling. He is controlling. All he think about is his feelings. He's not even concerned about raising his son. This is not a healthy relationship. And I'm going to tell you something, girl. You need to try to escape this abusive relationship. You got a lot to think about. That's why when you rolled up on Melody, you were so stressed out. That's all you could talk about was all the stress you was under in your own home. That's the most important place to be, is have peace in your home. He's not even working. That man right there is not working. He is sorry, y'all. That's a sorry man. This is your Black History Spotlight. Today we're recognizing Black female pilots.
New at 6, an historic flight for Alaska Airlines, where two pilots got a big round of applause from their passengers on a recent trip. KPIX5 Devin Feely shows us why the airline is celebrating.
My name is Captain Tara Wright.
For passengers, it was a moment both heartwarming and historic.
You'll be piloted by 2 African-American female pilots, the first time in Alaska Airlines history.
On Mother's Day on Alaska Flight 361 from San Francisco to Portland, Captain Tara Wright and First Officer Mallory Cave flew into the history books.
It truly is a celebration. Anytime that we see someone like Captain Wright and her first officer making history, we have to celebrate that. I'm so proud to see her stand out.
The historic flight was shared on the airline's Facebook page, going viral in part because women and people of color remain a rarity in the world of aviation. According to the FAA in 2017, of the more than 600,000 people in the U.S. with a pilot's license of any kind, just over 42,000 were women, or roughly 7%.
They're breaking that barrier. They're pushing that ceiling, and that's a very good thing. And we're delighted to hear this story.
Pat Gregory, a pilot with the 99s, an international organization promoting women in aviation, took me for a practice flight today. She says the problem is societal.
Girls tend to lose interest in pursuing science-related kinds of avocations at a certain age, and just right before they go into high school.
And that's why she says Captain Wright and First Officer Cave's example can help get the dreams of other girls who want to be pilots off the ground.
Flying is still that mystery. It still is something that majority of minority students, men and women, don't feel that it's something that is obtainable for them.
Devin Feely, KPIX 5.
The come up for the line ended.
Y'all remember Trayvon Martin? That's one of the things they never would bring out about him, but y'all remember that little young boy Trayvon, what's his name? Yeah, Trayvon, the little boy with that, Trayvon. But anyway, y'all, he was in a junior pilot program before that happened to him. So I just want to let y'all know that we have black pilots, just black women pilots are just different.
And asset in the workforce with the University of Florida's College of Pharmacy.
I've always been interested in flying airplanes.
I continue to live out my dream every day, and I hope that I inspire the next generation of pilots like they inspired me.
It's definitely rewarding to be where I am, but I'm such a different person. I'm not where I want to be yet. So I still feel like, there's more that I need to do.
And I was probably in about the 8th grade when we were driving somewhere from New York, and I looked up in the sky and I saw a small single engine. I think it was a Cirrus. And I looked up at the plane and I was like, Mom, I think I want to fly planes for a living. Yeah, I started flight training when I was 15. And I was working towards my private pilot's license. And at 16 is the first time that I soloed. Second semester of my first year at school, I got my instrument rating. And my first semester, second year, I got my commercial pilot's license.
Hello, my name is Dominique Curry, and I'm a first officer for a regional airline. I'm from Jeffersonville, Indiana, right across the bridge from Louisville, Kentucky. The Shawnee OBAP aviation program has been instrumental in my career in that it allowed me to start flying at 16 years old. Through that vocational program, my senior year in high school, I was able to learn how to fly an airplane and attend private pilot ground classes. From there, I went on to continue my studies and continue my ratings at Purdue University, where I obtained my undergraduate and graduate degree. From there, I began flight instructing, where I taught other students how to fly while gaining the necessary hours needed to become an airline pilot.
All my life, I wanted to be a pilot. I started the summer after my 8th grade year is how I got into aviation and got some connections through the OBAP program. We ran into Ray Robinson, but we eventually got into the conversation of me wanting to become an airline pilot, and with him being a UPS pilot and a part of OBAP, he had just informed me that OBAP was an option to get started and that I would be
excellent black pilots, you guys. Y'all know, yeah, this is named Trayvon Martin. Made me think of Trayvon Martin. He would have been a pilot today. Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin. Yeah. He would have been a pilot